Faces of the Enneagram. One interview for each type on the test. The 9. The peacemaker. She makes you feel comfortable. She brings calm. She makes the world soft. For all she tends to others, the price she pays is she might sink, she might lose herself to others. A familiar gesture for the 9 might be, please you go first, no please you go first, please you. Take, for example, Catherine. She's a 9, and I'm the interviewer, but she still welcomes me to go first.
How do I pronounce your name?
Ilana.
Tell me about your project.
Yeah, sure.
The 9 will give you that gift, setting the stage for you.
So it's hard for a 9 to be direct with an opinion that might hurt someone or cause someone.
Yeah.
Are these stress balls you're making? What are you making?
I guess. they look like little turds. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played with Play-Doh in so long that I have no idea what I'm doing. But
Catherine did go to school to study law, but she said that holding an opinion was hard because it felt like robbing someone else of their opinion.
my nickname became Justice Wishy-Washy. I could see the value in everybody's argument. I really did not want to cause any conflict. I did not want anybody to think that I was stepping on their right to have an opinion. And another thing about 9 people, which I really embodied, was putting others on a pedestal and losing myself in kind of admiring them. I know it sounds so innocuous and so harmless and like, well, who wouldn't want a friend like that? But the problem with it is that I just never had any opinions.
This is a quality of 9, and you can feel it when you're around them because they make space for you. 9s generally don't like verbal confrontation, so they end up processing a lot inside, in the gut, and it can come at some cost to them. Stomachache, hives, irritable bowel. 9s, like 8s and 1s, are the intuitive type, which means that even for things that don't get discussed in words, there are decisions, desires, dreams processed in the muscles, in the gut, in the body.
I really am interested then in what happened with you in dance.
When I was in Mexico, involved with this other man, he was very open to me having the experiences I needed to have in order to process my emotions. He had this wonderful house with a rooftop that was where I could dance. And so every night, and it was under the stars, it was just like totally, and it was so beautiful. So every night I would go up there with my headphones and I would usually smoke some pot, which would get me really in touch with my body, just, put me in this very somatic space where I could merge with the music. I do my mergy thing, but I was making love with the music instead of with a human partner. And so I would dance for an hour and a half. And sometimes the dance would not look like dance at all. It would be more like me scrunched over howling. And sometimes I would cry, but mostly it would be animal sounds, guttural sounds, like barking sounds, hissing sounds, a lot of vocalizations, but no tears. Very rarely were there any tears. Sometimes there would be sobbing, but it would be dry. It would just be a whole body heaving.
What a fantastic and full release she had just with the music and the movement and the muscles. But when she was with others, with family, and the peacemaker kicked in, she found it hard to say the truth. And indeed, the work of the 9 is being able to speak the uncomfortable thing in relationship. Catherine said that the work of the 9 is to bring an instinctual response to consciousness.
To recognize that adversity is happening and not try to make it disappear or ignore it or sugarcoat it into something pretty, just say, oh, this is fucked up, that just to be very plain about it. Because the 9, we want things to have a happy ending and we want to make it good. And I have been a master at that for most of my life. Let's see if we can turn this into something wonderful. And I still do it, but I do it much more consciously. I do it in a way where, all right, the only way out of it is through it.